TRW here. I was thinking recently that there is still so much great gaming to get to that it made sense to go ahead and take another look ahead preview of at least gaming that's on my mind. First of all, for the time being, I am planning on staying with Au Fil de l'Épée, the By the Edge of the Sword series. This course is Heroes and Kings. I do believe it's the latest installment in this series. I actually have this battle right here with Guillaume of Normandy set up. So yeah, the plan is, so this is not all the components because I have that one set up. Regarding an earlier video, I did figure out, it's actually pretty obvious, the color coding, like the green, pink or purple, I'll call it purple, blue. So the color coding is obviously for the battle. It's not an organizational thing. It's not an army organizational thing. It's just to sort your pieces quickly for the battles. So that's what that is. I was wondering that earlier. Great pieces all around except for one thing. Now I'm going to talk about this because I have been incredibly, this is Vivictus, by the way. I've been very I've expressed a lot of very positive feelings. I've been very positive towards Vivictus, and so if something isn't quite right, I actually feel a certain amount of obligation to say something. Of course, now I'm gonna have trouble finding what I'm talking about, but okay, so these are great pieces as usual. Very nice, just very nice. Hard to say too much positive. Hard to talk today. Great. However, I did not notice this until I went to prep the counters like this, that they are actually there's some difference in sizes. So the sizing is not really I've definitely seen better, and I've seen better even very recently. So the pieces are some of them are off size. Now again, I feel obligated to say that because I did notice it after I was prepping the counters and after I have talked so positively about Vivictus games. It really doesn't matter in this game because there's essential. It's not that there's no stacking, but your basic stacking is 1 unit per hex, and then you might have 1 informational counter, basically, maybe 1 leader. So for that reason, I think it's pretty fair to say that this sizing difference is not an issue play-wise. I guess for some it might be aesthetically an issue, but after I realized that it didn't have a play, that it didn't influence play, I then also didn't have a the appearance wasn't an issue either. It's just not an issue, but But it is something you'll notice, like this one's kind of narrow compared to some that are kind of wide. Again, not really an issue. Okay, but not as prepped as I thought I was today, but again, the 4 battles, I looked for kind of the simplest, most straightforward battle, and it, according to scenario rules and terrain, and it was that one, Valles Dun, I don't know, that one. This one, I don't know how to pronounce that, but that battle. Like I said, this isn't complete, so there's rules and scenarios in French, maps, standard, excellent, Victus, graphic treatment, graphics style. Yeah, so they're really just for that battle, there's really, effectively speaking, there's a battle-specific rule about leaders on the Franco-Norman army, which, by the way, it says, I'm not sure what this means. I guess I'll find out when I play, I think. The Franco-Norman army does not have an army commander. Henry I and William the Bastard share command of it. So I guess the effective part of that is that all the army commander rules. Okay, is that why? No, that's not why. There, Henry I and William the Bastard. So I guess they're just saying that there isn't. Well, the army commander rules, I guess, just don't apply. Trying to figure out what's the difference. What's the difference with the other army? The other army is the Rebel Baron Army. What's the difference? These are really nice graphical orders of battle, though. I'll say that. Army Commander, what's the... I don't know. But I guess the most obvious difference, I guess, is that none of the Army Commander rules will apply. Okay. So they're basically, they just fight as 3 separate formations. Doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, but I guess we'll see. There's a fire rule here. The light bows used in the battle were not very effective. And I wondered about that. What are the light bows? I don't remember there being a strong distinction in types of bows. Light bows. I don't know what they mean by light bows. I do not remember light bows being part of the system. I guess that's another thing that maybe will become obvious when I start playing. And finally, there's the banner of Raoul de Taisson, which does have initial status, change of status, that one. But those are the only game-specific rules that really matter, so that's not many. The other battles have more like 4 or 5 or 6 special rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so the other battles definitely have a lot more special rules. Once again, light archers, light. I will check on that later and play. So So this should actually be next. And then, whew, man, this is a lot of pre-play excitement here. So I just got this maybe a week ago. So very recent acquisition. My first of the Great Battles of the American Civil War pre-GMT game. A lot of, like I said, a lot of pre-game excitement about this. Just a lot. It just, I don't know, in my mind some things are clicking as I read about the game. Yeah, I guess I should say as I read about the game from this era, from this generation of the. I already started prepping the counters. It came to me unpunched, but I've already started, prepping the counters here. Very, very excited about this. Really looking forward to this. Again, I'm not sure why, because it has. I guess because it has. Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a great look at Civil War battle. A great look, and I emphasize this because I cannot stress enough how this game would have been the shining example of the type of game that I thought I would never play. But no, I never thought I would. Ever thought I would. But here I am, getting ready. Really anxious to get to this. Try it. Again, I think it's going to be great. Two maps here. Sharpsburg. I have to say, again, this is my first pre-GMT era game from this TSS GBACW line of titles. But pictures of TSS, the first edition, I guess I have to say, the early edition or editions, maps pretty uninspiring. GMT maps, of course, are great later, but these look pretty good as something in between. Yeah, just it's interesting. I'll have to say, again, I will find out when I get started, I guess. But glancing over these, it's really unclear to me what I'm doing here. Am I internalizing all of these and then using these as not variations, but then incorporating these as changes? But this is a lot. This is a lot of other stuff to incorporate. There are tables and stuff. No, there's a lot. There's a lot. For a Gleam of Bayonets case outline. So is this Do I play these and fill in with these? I'm not really sure. Like I said, hopefully it'll become clear when I start playing, but modifications and additions to the standard rules, sequence of play. And it does tell you, okay, so in addition to the phases of each player turn described in section 4.0 of the standard rules, and 4.0 is sequence of play, so I guess it is, this is the base, and this, I guess, will, but this is so many. I mean, this is incredible. This is like twice as many of these rules as the base rules, but I guess base rules first, but I probably shouldn't pay that close attention to these base rules because I'm going to have to internalize and incorporate all these anyways. Okay, so maybe it is literally you put them together. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I understand if you just put them together and you say this is the rule book. But if that's the case, then why didn't they just do that? And I'll bet you I'm like the 6 millionth person wargamer to say what I just said. But it's probably a printing thing, because they probably had a huge supply of these. Okay, that's how I'm going to think of it. I'm going to think of it as they're together. So the standard rules go up to 18. Okay, and then A Gleam of Bayonets picks up at 19. Okay. All right. So okay, that makes me feel better. It's these two together, and I suppose. Okay, and if they go together, then I'm going to suppose that the exclusive rules are not going to contradict the standard rules unless absolutely necessary. Okay. Anyways, very, very, like I said, anxious to get to this. Why? I think because of this. A 2D melee combat results table with the well, okay, and all right, a 2d6 fire combat results table with these range effects charts by weapon type. I'm looking forward to that. Ammunition loss table, looking forward to that. Leader casualties, absolutely looking forward to that. Also looking forward to the whole, what do they call it? The brigade. Where is it? Brigade, ineffective or whatever. Where is it? Union OB roster. BCE. Brigade. Brigade combat effectiveness. There we go. Looking forward to that. Yep. Now, let me just say, well, no, I won't say that now. I'll wait till I have an idea of how I'm going to ease into this game, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be fun. So really, this is one of those games where I'm just really, really glad I have it now in my collection, and really looking forward to experiencing this classic. I'm not sure I said, but I have never played anything, never played this, never played anything, well, never played anything, yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and say I've never played anything like it. Now, this is another recent acquisition, and I got this. So I guess this is another one that I have not been able to figure out. It says Middle Creek uses the Rebel Yell game system. This looks like this game is folio game. It looks like it's 100% standalone, but I don't see all the counters. So I don't know why they present it as standalone. Anyways, I did not buy it as standalone at all. I bought this to expand my Rebel Yell gaming options. So I 100%, I'm looking at this as an expansion for my Rebel Yell base game. So it has the pieces that look more like Huzzah, but these are, as I already looked at, these are Rebel Yell type counters. See, so right away, how are you supposed to play this game as is when you don't have O-hit counters? Okay, maybe somewhere in the rules they explain that, how you do that, but right away, I don't see how you do that. Where are your O-hit counters? I don't know, but luckily I don't have to worry about that. And again, I bought this to be 100% an expansion to my existing Rebel Yell game. So we have the nice map, which is again very, very reminiscent of Huzzah and not of Rebel Yell. Well, that's pretty wooded. So we have basically half clearing and half wooded. Yep. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to getting back to Rebel Yell, and then I will. In addition, I'm looking forward to this. So this which is probably a very important reason why I wanted this. Is a nice, relatively nice third edition of the rules. So the integrate, what's the word? Not programmed instruction format of the rules, with, I assume, a lot of updates. I can only assume that. But anyways, I'm glad I have this. This is a system that just hands down, this is still probably in my top 5. Not this, but Rebel Yell. The original game is still in my top 5 war games of all time that I've come across, that I've been lucky enough to find and try. And when I get back to Rebel Yell, I'll be continuing on. I kind of suspended my self-study about halfway through the rules. I will pick up again where I left off at some point. And, it's always my, aim and desire to play this 100% with all of the details, the different formations, the skedaddle, the cover, the obviously artillery, cavalry, infantry, just everything, the whole thing, which is obviously the way it was intended. I'm not implying that there's anything unusual about that. There's the game manual for Middle Creek. And they do have examples. Oh, there's looks like a fairly nice updated reference sheet. But having my earlier experience with Rebel Yell makes this all, I should say, all very, very, very familiar. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy about the familiarity. All right,